Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a product with uh, serious buzz, Nizoral Anti Dandruff Shampoo. You see it everywhere, people talk about it constantly. But the big question is it just clever marketing, an overhyped gimmick? Or is it genuinely a game changer if you've got those, really stubborn flakes?
Right, that's exactly what we're digging into. We've looked at the sources, the company behind it, the actual chemicals, and maybe most importantly, how you're supposed to use it, because that seems key. And we have to start with that marketing line you hear all the time, the 10 times more effective claim.
Yeah, that one jumps out, and our sources clarified that pretty quickly. It's not like they tested one bottle against another brand in a real-world trial. It's a lab comparison, just the active ingredients head-to-head.
Exactly. It's smart marketing, definitely aggressive, but you need to read that fine print, understand the context. It's about the chemical itself, not the whole product versus another whole product.
Okay, so before we get into the ingredient itself, let's just check the basics. Is the company legit? Is this some random drop ship thing?
Good question. We checked that out. Nope, it's not some fly-by-night operation. In the U.S., the rights belong to Kramer Laboratories. They're part of Arcadia Consumer Healthcare. It's a real company based in New Jersey, been around for ages, so it passes the initial sniff test.
Okay, solid. And buying it from, say, Amazon gives you the usual return options, right? No weird subscription traps or anything?
Seems standard. Normal purchase, easy returns if needed.
Right.
Plus, the bottle itself actually says made in Belgium, which adds a bit of, established manufacturing credibility.
All right, so the company's real. Let's talk about the star ingredient then, ketoconazole.
Yes, Ketoconazole, that's the active ingredient. And it really is one of the big league players for dandruff, right up there with things like selenium sulfide or zinc pyrithione, but maybe a step above in some ways.
Okay, hold on. Zinc, parathione, ZP, that stuff's in everything, like every cheap store brand dandruff shampoo. So if that's easily available, why pay more for ketoconazole? What makes it the heavy hitter?
Ah, good point. It comes down to how they work. Dandruff is usually linked to a yeast, Malacentia globosa, growing too much on your scalp. ZP, the common one, is often just fungistatic. It basically slows the yeast's growth down. It inhibits it.
Okay, slows it down.
But ketoconazole, it's a potent antifungal. It doesn't just slow it down, it actively targets and kills the yeast. That's the difference. That's why it's often used for more persistent, stubborn cases. It's bringing out the bigger guns, essentially, but available over the counter.
Right, fungistatic versus actively killing it. Okay, that distinction makes sense, and it explains the price difference, I guess. You're looking at mid-20s for a larger bottle, maybe mid-teens for the smaller one. Seems steep compared to basic shampoo.
It does, but here's the twist. The instructions say use it only twice a week, not daily. So that bottle, even the smaller one, can last you for months. It changes the whole value calculation, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a really important point, and that actually ties into the customer feedback we saw, right?
Exactly. It's fascinating. The positive reviews.
Yeah.
Almost always mention how quickly it works.
Right.
Like, flakes calm down after just a couple of washes. People with really bad dandruff seem to love it for that.
But then the negatives.
Super consistent. Dryness. People saying it strips their hair, especially if it's color treated.
Right.
And the scent gets described as just
Yeah.
functional, not fancy.
So if it's so effective, why are dryness and stripping such common complaints? Wouldn't the company reformulate that? Is that a quality issue?
I don't think it's a quality failure so much as a usage
Hmm.
misunderstanding. Or maybe a usage failure. Think about it. Nizoral has strong sulfates in it. Those are detergents. They're there to strip away scalp oil aggressively. Why? So the ketoconazole can get right down to the scalp and kill that yeast effectively.
Okay, so the stripping is part of the mechanism.
Right. But if you take this potent, twice-a-week medicated treatment and use it like your gentle, everyday shampoo.
You're just blasting your scalp and hair daily with strong detergents and an antifungal.
Exactly. You're overstripping everything, every single day.
Yeah.
The problem isn't necessarily the product itself for its intended use. It's people using it way too often, treating medicine like regular shampoo.
Wow. Okay, so that's the critical piece, really, the cadence.
That seems to be the core finding from the sources, yeah.
So let's summarize this for everyone listening. What's the verdict? Is Nizoral legit?
The bottom line seems to be, yes, it's legit. And it's actually pretty practical if you have stubborn, persistent flakes that haven't responded well to the more common stuff. For those cases, it does seem to live up to the hype.
But, and this is a big but,
Right. But if your dandruff is just mild, or if your hair is color-treated or naturally really dry and easily parched, you need to be careful.
so what's the recommendation then?
The advice would be maybe try alternating it. Use Nizoral twice a week, like it says, and use a very gentle, non-medicated, maybe sulfate-free shampoo on the other days. Definitely buy it from a proper retailer, not some random site. And give it a fair shot. Use it exactly twice a week for maybe a month before you decide if it's right for you.
That frequency, twice a week, is everything. Get that wrong, and you're likely to get the dryness instead of the flake relief.
Precisely.
Okay, that really clarifies things. And it leads to kind of a provocative final thought, doesn't it? We learned that misuse here, treating a specialized product like an everyday one, is the main source of problems. So it makes you wonder, right? What other products are in your routine? Maybe specialized cleaners, maybe even prescription things. Are you accidentally misusing them simply because you haven't checked or maybe forgotten the specific instructions? That recommended frequency, the cadence of use, something to think about.